Welcome into Skol Bets presented by Viking Central, and I'm your host, Brady Poplar. And today we'll be talking about the 3 Christmas Day NFL games. And at the start of the year, these games look to be really good. Cowboys, Commanders, Vikings, Lions, Broncos, Chiefs. But now with the injuries and some bad seasons, it's not as good as once thought. But it's still Christmas and NFL football, so let's get right into it. The first game, the 6-8-1 Cowboys taking on the 4-11 Commanders at Washington. The spread is 6.5 points in favor of the Cowboys. And honestly, in this one, I like the Cowboys to cover 6.5 points, mainly because I think the Cowboys are a better team, but also the quarterback situation for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels out for the year. Marcus Mariota, he might be out of this game too. As of recording this, it looks like Josh Johnson will get the start for the Commanders, and I just don't think the Commanders offense can keep up with the Cowboys offense, quite frankly. You have Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, Javonte Williams against the Commanders defense, which isn't very good. I like the Cowboys minus 6.5 in that one. Lions versus the Vikings, and kind of the same story for this one. Detroit on the road, 6.5 point favorites, but mainly that's because J.J. McCarthy is questionable in this one. And honestly, he might not play either. As of recording this, it looks like Max Brosmer might get the start. And if that's the case, I like the Lions by 6. This is kind of a revenge spot for the Lions after losing to the Vikings earlier in November. I think the Lions, they're still kind of fighting for their playoff lives, and they need a lot of help to get in, but I think they can beat the Vikings and cover the spread, especially if Brosmer is starting. And yeah, give me the Lions minus 6. All right, next game, the night game, the Broncos taking on the Chiefs. And in this one, the Broncos are 13-point favorites. And that's mainly because quarterback injuries for the Chiefs. Mahomes out for the year. Minshew, his backup, also just got hurt. And now you have Chris. Let's make sure we get his name right. We have Chris Olodokun starting for the Chiefs more than likely. And I just don't think the Chiefs offense with a third-string quarterback is going to be able to score much points on this Broncos defense, which is really good. And I think the Broncos offense can do enough. The Chiefs defense is still pretty good, but I think the Broncos definitely have this one in the bag and will be able to cover the 13 points just because of the injuries and kind of just a bad season for the Chiefs. And it is Christmas Day, so I think they're going to fight a little bit. One of the things with these games is like first quarter spreads could be a play in these ones, just because the teams might fight for a little bit, but once it goes and plays out 4 quarters, I think the better team is going to prevail in this one. I like the Broncos by 13. So let's recap those 3 picks real quick. Broncos to beat the Chiefs, cover the spread of 13 points. The Lions to beat the Vikings and to cover the spread of 6 points. And then the Cowboys to beat the Commanders and to cover the spread of 6.5 points. All these road teams are the better team, and they're the ones getting the most points, which is a little odd, but that's kind of just how it works due to the injuries of the home teams at quarterback. And we'll get into it. We'll get into the props now. The one prop of each game that I like the Cowboys running back Javonte Williams over 80 rushing yards. The Commanders' defense is not good against the run, and I think the game script for this one is going to be in favor of running the ball for the Cowboys, so I really like Javonte Williams, 80-plus rushing yards. Lions, Vikings, I like Jameson Williams over 62.5 receiving yards. He's hit that line in the last 4 games, and against the Vikings, he had 66 yards last time. He's been really involved the last couple of weeks of getting the ball and getting yards. I like his over 62.5. And in the final game, I like Troy Franklin over 33.5 receiving yards. In his last 2 games, 85 and 66 receiving yards. Last time against the Chiefs, 84 receiving yards. And a big thing with him is Pat Bryant, a Broncos receiver, is questionable for this game. And as of recording this, he might not play due to a concussion he suffered against the Jaguars. So I really like Troy Franklin in this one, especially if Pat Bryant doesn't play. So let's recap our prop plays one last time. Over 33.5 receiving yards for Troy Franklin. In the Vikings-Lions game, over 62.5 receiving yards for Jamison Williams. And in the Cowboys and Commanders games, I like Javonte Williams over 80 rushing yards. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Brady Poplar, and you guys just watched Skol Bets Christmas Edition.